Sarah volunteers at the food distribution twice each month. Sarah volunteers at the food distribution several times a week. Sarah volunteers at the food distribution all year. Now, some of these we can't use in the present tense. They won't make sense. It'll be incorrect. We would not say Sarah volunteers at the food distribution twice long ago. That wouldn't work. We'd have to change tense. If we wanted to say that she was volunteering at the food distribution long ago, we would have to change tense to past tense. We could say Sarah, past tense, volunteered at the food distribution several times last year. Do you see how that changed? If we change the tense, we have to change which time expression we use. Sarah volunteered, past tense, Sarah volunteered at the food distribution many times long ago. And what we said, the meaning of that sentence is that she volunteered at the distribution center. She did it many, many times, but it was long ago. So we know that she used to do it long ago, but she's not doing it anymore. Okay? Sarah volunteered at the food distribution twice each month. So in the past, twice a month, she would go to the food distribution center and volunteer. But she's not anymore. Past tense. We could also change that to present perfect. We could say that Sarah has volunteered at the food distribution once each month. She has volunteered at the food distribution several times a week. Now what we're saying, the tense when we use present perfect, is that she did so recently, and it's been very recent. So she has volunteered at the food distribution center many times so far. So far means that she has volunteered many, many times. We don't know if she's going to continue doing that. But we just know that up until now, she's volunteered there many times. And it's been recent. Now, we can also, if we go to present, I don't know what happened. You'll have to use your head here. Present perfect continuous. Sarah has been volunteering at the food distribution center several times a week. Now what that means is that several times a week she was volunteering, she has volunteered recently, and she continues to volunteer. So I have been teaching English 4 days a week, present perfect continuous. James has been teaching at English at the Watt several times a week. That means that in the past I taught English several times a week. It means I just recently taught English at the Watt several times a week, and it means that I still am teaching English several times a week at the Watt. Present perfect continuous. Okay? Now, you probably have some questions.
So far until now, the same meaning. So far and until now. The meaning the same?
Okay. Yeah. I do. You have been teaching me Thai phrases. Up until now, I only know 4 or 5. So far, I only know 4 or 5. Means the same thing. But it also means that I expect to learn more in the future. So if I say I only know 4 or 5 Thai phrases so far, it means that up until now, so far, same thing, I only know 4 or 5 phrases. But it also, you are suggesting meaning that there will be more, I will be learning more in the future. Okay? So you would say up until now or until now. Other questions? Yeah.
Please, one sentence about so far and until now.
But like more examples?
Yes.
I have visited until now. I have only visited 10 sites in Bangkok. Up until now, I have only visited 10 sites in Bangkok. That means that so far, at this point, I've only visited 10 sites, 10 tourist sites. Okay. Now, what that means is that I've only visited 10 in the past, but I'm also saying that I expect to visit more in the future. And so until now or up until now, it's the same. Sometimes it will be up until now. For until now, I could say, until now, I've only seen 10 tourist sites in Bangkok. I've only seen 10 tourist sites so far. Means the same thing. Means the same thing. Well, let's try just a couple. Then we'll take a break, and we'll come back and we'll do more practice. This actually, it sounds kind of difficult right now, but once we get practice with it, it will come a little bit more naturally, because you know how to change tenses already. You know how to change tense from present to past and past to past perfect, because we've done those exercises and you've done them well. So while we're doing, you're very clever students. I mean, you know. But what we're going to do is we're going to add these time expressions, number of times and time expressions to, because we can be more accurate, we can be more precise in expressing when we're doing something and how often we do something. Okay, so let's do. I'd like you to try. Let's go to page 62. Let's go to page 62. And now the passage that we're going to read together, the text that we're going to read together, talks about somebody working in a homeless shelter, a place where they give food and shelter to people who don't have homes, and called Sharing with Sally. And who wants to start today? Who didn't get a chance to read yesterday? Anybody want to start? Oh, Pip, do you want to start? Go ahead and even though the first answer is given to us, go ahead and read the first two sentences, Pip, would you please?
A volunteer organization that helps seniors stay connected with the outside world. The organization has delivered over 5,000 dinners to seniors so far.
Okay, now, let's just stop here. A couple of words that I want to help you with your pronunciation. Sally Sutherland created. We say created. The C is it's a hard C. Created. Sharing with Sally, a volunteer organization. Organization. Can you say that? Organization. Do you know what an organization is? Do you know that word? It's well. It's when a group of people get together with a special a watt is an organization. The foundation that supports the watt here. That's an organization. And so a center, a food distribution center is an organization. Maryknoll, who I am volunteering for, is an organization.